On the 120th episode of the HatTrick Sports Podcast, we are going to talk about the Dodgers winning the World Series. We will be doing our Week 9 NFL pickups, ranking the longest championship games of all time, and talk more about the Dodgers' big win. Make sure you use code HatTrick Sports when checking out at w.gg for 10% off your order. Roll it! Welcome to HatTrick Sports, starring your host, Isaiah Carpenter. Bringing you the biggest sports headlines every week. This is the HatTrick Sports Podcast. The Dodgers win. The Dodgers have won the World Series. They ended up beating the Blue Jays in Game 7 of the World Series. It went into 11 innings in Game 7. And then we'll talk more about Game 3 that went into 18 innings. Unbelievable. I cannot believe that the Dodgers actually won the World Series. So, yes, the Dodgers won the World Series. They were down 3-2 going into Toronto. Everybody was like, no, there is no shot. The Dodgers can win back-to-back games in Toronto after losing and being down again 3-2. But nobody believed in them. Nobody believed in the Dodgers. But guess what? They came back and got the big win. Unbelievable. I still cannot believe this only happened, 8 hours ago? And I cannot believe that the Dodgers won the World Series. Game 3, going into 18 innings, Will Klein, like an absolute nobody before, but pitching, 4 innings, and the 14th, 15th, 16th, or whatever, however many innings Will Klein went. Unbelievable. Will Klein, unbelievable in Game 3, making that the Dodgers' second win and them leading the World Series at that time. That was a huge win in the World Series. Game 7 went to 11 games, so we had Game 3 going into 18 games. Game 7 went into 11 games, which means there were 74 total innings in just the 7-game. Oh man, come on. In the 7-game World Series. Which is an MLB record. There has never been a World Series going into 74 innings. It was one of the best and most competitive World Series that I have ever seen. The only thing that comes to mind is the 2015 one with the Cubs and Indians, but this was on another level, just between the stars, between Vladdy Savage, who was again an absolute nobody a few months ago, and then you have guys like Will Klein and Shohei Ohtani, just the range of guys that came together and ended up playing, again, probably the best series I have ever witnessed. Unbelievable. But let's talk about the two best words in sports. We have ourselves a Game 7. The first 8 innings. Bo Bichette hit that home run. I thought that the Dodgers were going to lose. I was like, hey, we got lucky in Game 6. We ended up winning Game 6. Game 7, they're going to end up winning in Toronto, and life's going to suck. But no. And they ended up coming back. The Dodgers ended up coming back. There's a whole lot to dive into Game 7. What I'm concerned about or curious about is why was Shohei Ohtani facing the lineup again? He went through the first 2 innings, faced all 9 guys, and then in the 3rd inning, it was the top of the order, and Shohei was obviously struggling a little bit. There were a few base runners, and I thought the initial mindset was that, hey, Shohei's only going to pitch 1 or 2 innings, and then Glasnow, and then so on and so on. But no, they bring him back out, and that's when Bo Bichette hit the 3-run home run, and the Dodgers were losing forever. So I'm not completely sure what the mindset was there for Dave Roberts and Mark Prior. That's probably the only thing I don't really agree with out of that game last night. And then the bench clearings. So Robo comes in, Jimenez comes up, and there's a ball up and in, and he attempts to get hit by the ball. It's like, it's kind of soft. It's kind of Bush League. We're in Game 7 of the World Series, but whatever. He tries to get hit by the ball. He doesn't get hit by the ball. So then the next pitch, Robo hits him in the hand, and now he's mad that he's getting hit. Like, obviously, Robleski isn't trying to hit the 9-hole to get Springer up in Game 7 of the World Series. Obviously not intentional at all. Benches end up clearing. It was just, it was a crazy turn of events. Like, why is Jimenez mad that, why is Jimenez mad when he's getting on base? I don't get it. And they were up. The momentum was definitely going towards the Blue Jays at that time. And Jimenez just like is frustrated that he got hit when he's trying to get hit. Made zero sense to me. Warnings were handed out, so he couldn't really pitch too far up and in for the rest of the game. But again, it's Game 7 of the World Series. The umpires aren't going to eject anybody unless it's anything too serious. But yeah, after that's when the Dodgers turned the switch on. The Dodgers started getting base runners again. It took a few more innings after that for them to get some runs. And yeah, so the Dodgers were down to their last out. The game was tied. Or Muncy in the 8th inning, I believe, hit the solo home run to make the deficit 4-3 Blue Jays. So now we're in the top of the 9th inning. No outs. We have Kike, Rojas, and Ohtani. And we're 3 outs away from losing the World Series. The Dodgers are 3 outs away from losing the World Series. Kike ends up, what did he do? Pop out. Struck out. Kike ended up getting out. So then Miguel Rojas is up, who hasn't hit a home run since September 19th. Over a month, nearly 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, has not hit a home run in the postseason. He comes up, hits a home run, and it is a tie game with Shohei Ohtani up. Shohei ends up getting out, and they end up getting out of the inning. So then we have to play the bottom half of the 9th inning, and nervous, just completely nervous. We end up going into extra innings where Yamamoto comes up, ends up pitching, and does absolutely amazing. Let's talk about the 9th inning. No. We're going to go back to the 9th inning. In the 9th inning, the Blue Jays have bases loaded, 1 out, so the infield and the outfield's in, because if it gets past them, then the game's over. So we have bases loaded, 1 out. There's a little dribbler hit to Miguel Rojas, who bobbles the ball but ends up throwing it to Will Smith. Close, incredibly close, within a 1/10 of a second. Will Smith ends up catching it, putting his foot on the plate, gets the 2nd out. So now we have bases loaded, 2 outs, and then the wildest play that felt like it took 10 minutes happened. It was a pop-up or a fly out to left center. Kike and Pages, again, are playing in because they know that they have to get this ball, and if they don't get this ball, the game's done. If you hit in the outfield, the game's done. It goes deep to left center. Kike and Pages are going at it, and again, Pages wasn't originally in. Pages got subbed in just in that inning. They go at it, and they end up running into each other, but Pages ends up making the catch, making the game go into the 10th inning in Game 7 of the World Series. It was an unbelievable play. There were so many unbelievable different events that happened last night that it was just wild. It was just wild. And then Justin Dean in Game 6. Justin Dean, knowing the rule, and when the ball was lodged into the wall, calling time, the ball was dead. Unbelievable by Justin Dean. It was just wild. I still cannot believe that the Dodgers ended up winning this game in the World Series in the season. Miggy Rowe tying it up, first home run. It was unbelievable. And then Yamamoto comes in extra innings. He threw a complete game in Game 2 and then started through 6 innings the night before in Game 6, but now he is going to try to close it out in the 10th and 11th inning. And he does, and it is unbelievable. And then in the 11th inning, Will Smith hits a go-ahead home run. Oh my goodness. In the 11th inning, he hits the go-ahead solo home run. And so all the Dodgers have to do is get 3 outs, and they're World Series champions. And they end up doing that, and the Dodgers won the World Series in 7 games after being down 3-2, going back to Toronto, and everybody thinking that they were going to lose in the last 2 games. It was unbelievable. The go-ahead home run in 11 innings. Both games 6 and 7, ended on double plays. So it was just, It was a 6-4-3 double play. Mookie just kind of ran to second, through the first. They ended up getting the win. It's the first back-to-back World Series champions since the Yankees three-peated in 98, 99, and 2000. Unbelievable. But that being said, now that the season is completely over and the Dodgers have won the World Series, that means that Clayton Kershaw's career comes to an end after 18 seasons. He closes it out with a championship. He was actually in the bullpen with Roki Sasaki in the 11th inning. I believe it was the top of the 11th when they showed Suzuki and Kershaw warming up in the bullpen. Luckily, did not need either of them. But Kershaw goes out as back-to-back champions. You can't ask for a better way to end, can you? I mean, going 7 games, 74 total innings. Unbelievable. And yes, Kershaw's career is officially over, so now we start the 4-year countdown until he's in the Hall of Fame. It's just unbelievable. And then Max Scherzer, I think he's going to play again, whether it's for the Blue Jays or another team. I feel like he has another season or two in him. But Scherzer wasn't designed for one team. Like, he was obviously with the Tigers, Nationals, Blue Jays, Dodgers. I think he's played for 7 different teams. He's unbelievable. So I feel like that wasn't really there for him. But for Kershaw, being 18 years with the Dodgers is unbelievable. And then, again, getting to end it on a win, on a Game 7 World Series win, has got to be something special for him. He goes down as a 3-time World Series champion. Clayton Kershaw is officially done. We'll see if he comes back as like a coach of some sort. I feel like he's gonna definitely take a few years off for like his kids and family and stuff, but maybe he ends up being some sort of pitching coach, bench coach, bullpen coach. I don't know. I see him kind of coming back, or maybe he just puts it away all in general. But what a career from Kershaw. He started out, 2008, didn't make a World Series till 2017, Dodgers Astros. Ended up losing that one, lost 2018 to the Red Sox, won 2020, and then obviously won 2024 and 2025. So he ends up with a winning World Series record on top of all the other achievements, Cy Youngs, MVPs, All-Stars, everything. He ends up with absolutely everything. Unbelievable. I still cannot believe that the Dodgers have won the World Series. They won Game 7 of the World Series. I thought there was no shot. I knew there was a shot, but it's just crazy. I cannot believe that they ended up winning back-to-back. The Blue Jays it was a 2-game series. It was a 2-game series where the Dodgers had to win one and the Blue Jays just had to win one and the Dodgers had to win 2, and it's just unbelievable. I cannot believe that the Dodgers ended up winning the World Series. But this brings up the question, and I got tons of texts last night about this. I can't wait for the lockout. I'm glad you're excited about the lockout. All this stuff. Guess what? Miguel Rojas, who gave the Dodgers the opportunity to win the World Series last night, is getting paid $5 million. It's not the $70 million guy. The $70 million guy, the guy that's getting paid $70 million a year, is not the guy who won the World Series for the Dodgers. This is the guy that's getting paid who's on a $5 million club option. So the lockout, yes, the Dodgers have the highest payroll, and the Dodgers pay their players fairly. Yes, that's true. But guess what? Justin Dean, we have Will Klein, we have all of these guys that helped us win the World Series that are getting paid league minimum, that didn't have a job a few months ago. So when you bring up the lockout, I still don't think there'll be a lockout. I don't think that there's a good argument for the lockout, because guess what? The Blue Jays were right behind them. The Blue Jays were literally a pitch away. The Blue Jays were 2 outs away from winning the World Series. So I don't think the lockout, there shouldn't have an influence on the lockout or on MLB owners or anything like that if you watched the series. Or if you watched the entire postseason. Yes, The Dodgers owners aren't afraid to spend money. I mean, you see Magic Johnson last night? Yeah, he was like, yes, this is my 18th World Championship ring. He doesn't care about the money. He cares about the rings, and all owners have the money. So what you do, and I've said this for the last probably 20 podcasts and for the last 122 podcasts, I have said this. Just make a floor, a salary floor. You have to spend X amount. You have to spend an X amount, and make a stricter luxury tax if you want. I like the luxury tax. I think that the luxury tax is a great alternative from a salary cap. Hey, if you're willing to spend money, we're going to make you spend money. That's fine. Just do that. Just make a stricter luxury tax and make a salary floor. That's all you have to do. If you just do that, there shouldn't be a lockout. I feel like the players the owners and players can agree on a luxury tax strengthening and having a salary floor. It's just, I feel like because the Dodgers won the World Series in Game 7 after being down 3-2, that's not an argument for a lockout. Like, I don't know. I just feel like that's just not a good argument for lockout. That being said, all the Dodgers winning and everything like that, that all being said, the Blue Jays are still really good. The Blue Jays are fighters. They are gamers. They have one of the best, if not the best, hitting approaches in the entire league. They do not swing and miss. The amount of 10-pitch at-bats there were this year is unbelievable. Just fouling balls off if they don't like it. They do not swing and miss. So, yes, the Dodgers won the World Series. Yes, the Dodgers have an overall, in my opinion, an overall better team than the Blue Jays because they won the World Series. Blue Jays are still very good. They have very hot bats. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr., you just signed the $500 million contract. You still have time to win a World Series. And I truly do think that the Blue Jays in the next few years do win a World Series. Because if you're playing like that against the Dodgers and the Yankees and all of these teams, like, who are you going to lose to? Obviously, it went into Game 7. They played 74 innings. It was the closest World Series I have ever witnessed. It was wild. Just that World Series is wild, and I do see the Blue Jays winning the World Series in the next few years. David Popkins, the hitting coach, he's the MVP for the Blue Jays. I want the Dodgers to get him. Alejandro Kirk. I mean, as much as I hate him, as much as I absolutely despise him now, he's good. Clement, good. Springer, he's a cheater, but like the things that they did in the World Series, unbelievable. The Blue Jays, you savage. I mean, we're going into pitchers now. You savage. The guy who was in single A facing 200 people watching him, unbelievable. The Blue Jays have these stars. They do. They have these stars, and if the Dodgers don't get them, I hope that they stay with the Blue Jays and end up being great. But yeah, it's just what a series. The Blue Jays. Nobody thought that the Blue Jays would make it to the World Series at the beginning of the year. Nobody thought Yasavage was going to pitch in the World Series at the beginning. Nobody knew Yasavage at the beginning of the year. People that watched him in single A didn't know who he was. Same thing with Justin Zine. I mean, that is, if he picks that ball up, the World Series is over and the Dodgers lose in 6 games. Will Klein. I mean, all of these guys that are getting a league minimum, I mean, won the World Series. Won the World Series for the Dodgers or helped the Blue Jays. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable series. I cannot believe that it went into Game 7. Yeah. And now we can finally sleep. We could sleep after a month of Dodgers playing at 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, whatever. Wild. I cannot believe that the Dodgers won the World Series. All right, let's somehow move on to NFL pick'ems. We are doing our Week 9 NFL pick'ems. Obviously not doing the Thursday night. The Ravens ended up beating the Dolphins. But we have the 49ers and Giants. Give me the 49ers. You have the Chargers and Titans. I will take the Chargers. You have the Vikings and Lions. I think this is going to be pretty close, but give me the Lions. You have the Falcons and Patriots. I think the Patriots will win. You have the Colts and Steelers. Give me the Colts. You have the Broncos and Texans. I will take the Broncos, Bears, and Bengals. Again, I think this will be a little close too, but give me the Bears. You have the Panthers and Packers. It's in Green Bay. Give me the Packers. Saints and Rams. I don't want them to win, but give me the Rams. You have the Jaguars and Raiders. Give me the Jags. You have the Chiefs and Bills. I always love this game every year. Chiefs and Bills is always a great matchup. I feel like the Chiefs usually win, but it's in Buffalo. The Chiefs, yes, they are on kind of like a little streak. They started the season off slow, but they're definitely into it now. I believe the Chiefs are 5-3 and the Bills are 5-2. I think that the Bills will win though. And then for Sunday Night Football, you have the Seahawks and Commanders. I don't care. That's in Washington. Or in Washington, D.C. Give me the Seahawks. And then for Monday Night Football, you have the Cardinals and Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys. How about them Cowboys get the win? All right, those are our Week 9 NFL pick'ems. I still cannot believe that the Dodgers won the World Series. It is unbelievable. The bench clearings. I mean, do we go back to the bench clearing? Jimenez, you can't get mad. You can't try to get hit and then get mad when you get hit because nobody's trying to hit you in the 9-hole. I do not get that. I do not get what he was trying to do. The momentum was towards the Blue Jays. Now I get it. If the momentum's towards the Dodgers at that point and you're trying to break it up and you're trying to do something, I get that. No, that ruined them. That that potentially lost the Blue Jays the World Series. It's just unbelievable. That just the entire game is unbelievable. Yamamoto is unbelievable. World Series MVP. The complete game. He threw 2 complete games. He only gave up 1 run in the game 2 complete game. He threw, I believe, 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, I think. In game 6, how many runs did he give up in game 6? Oh, no, it couldn't have been 2 runs. 1 run. 1 run in game 6. Unbelievable. The team's absolutely wild. And now they're World Series champions. Unbelievable. I just cannot believe that the Dodgers won the World Series. All right, let's now when we're talking about 18-inning games, let's talk about the top 5 longest championship games. We will go at number 5 in the NFL. You have Super Bowl 57. This was just a couple years ago. In 2023, you have the Chiefs playing the 49ers. The Chiefs ended up winning 25-22, went into overtime. At number 4, you have Super Bowl 51 in 2017. The Patriots and Falcons 28-3. What? No, the Patriots ended up winning 34-28 going into overtime. And number 3, you have the 1993 NBA Finals. This was Game 3, the Suns and Bulls. It went into 3 overtimes, but the Suns ended up winning 129-121. And then now we're getting into baseball. We have just the other day, Game 3 of the 2025 World Series. The Dodgers ended up beating the Blue Jays in 6-5 in 18 innings. Unbelievable. That game was wild. That was a late game. What was that? 3 o'clock in the morning. Unbelievable. And then the number 1, the longest game, which was actually longer than the one the other night, was 2018, the Dodgers and Red Sox Game 3 of the World Series, where the Dodgers ended up beating the Red Sox 3-2 in 18 innings. Unbelievable. These long games, I will do whatever it takes to get the win, but they do kind of suck just staying up that late, but it was all worth it. The Dodgers ended up winning the World Series. All right, I guess we're going back into NFL. We are all over the place today. Let's see what teams need what in the trade deadline. So yes, the 2025 NFL trade deadline is coming up. And what do teams need? These teams definitely need to add players. You need the Bills. You can't give up a lot, but you have to find a way to get some guys. They could use a safety or a wide receiver or maybe a tackle or something. You have the Detroit Lions. The Lions need an edge, cornerback, and O-lineman. Now all these teams have chances to go far. In the playoffs, they just need a little bit more help in the trade deadline. You have the Colts, who are 6-1 or 7-1 or something like that. They could use a QB. Let's be honest. They could use a QB, maybe a cornerback, a kicker. But yeah, they're really, really good. I think they'll start slowing down here shortly. I think the Steelers-Colts game will be pretty close. But yeah, the Colts could pick up some guys here at the trade deadline. You have the Chiefs. The Chiefs, again, started the season off slow. They're doing fine now. They need an edge DT or a safety or something, or all of them, I guess. The Rams could use a cornerback or a linebacker kicker. Matthew Stafford is getting close to retirement, or maybe he signs a new contract. I feel like they have to have more talent kind of around him for him to stay, or if the Rams want a chance, because the NFC West right now is just so competitive. Let's look up the NFL standings. Let's go over that. All right. We always do this with baseball. I haven't done with football yet this season. Let's start off with the AFC East. You have the Patriots, Bills. The Patriots somehow in first in the AFC East. They are 6-2. They turned on this year. Drake May is a huge part of that. But I would never guess that the Patriots were better than the Bills. But the Bills are right behind them, just a half game behind them. They're 5-2, and then you have the Dolphins and Jets, who just take down. Like, they are horrible in the AFC East. In the AFC North, the Steelers. The AFC North sucks. The Steelers are the only winning team. They are 4-3. Then you have the Bengals at 3-5, Ravens 3-5, and Browns 2-6. You have the AFC South. The Colts, obviously first in the AFC South, only one loss. They are 7-1. The Jags are a few games behind them at 4-3. Just wild. I still cannot believe that the Dodgers won the World Series. We're going over NFL standings, and I just cannot believe that the Dodgers won the World Series. Just crazy. But yes, what was I saying? The Colts, yes, first in the AFC South. In the AFC West, the Broncos. Again, I would have never thought that the Broncos would be first in the AFC West, and the Chiefs being third. The Broncos are 6-2. Chargers and Chiefs are 5-3, and then you have the Raiders and Pete Carroll and Geno Smith 2-5. In the NFC East, you have the Eagles 6-2. Quite a few games behind them is the Cowboys. I don't know. I cannot concentrate after the Dodgers winning the World Series. Giants are down at 2-6. NFC North, you have the Packers, Lions up at top, and then the Vikings at the bottom at 3-4. Maybe the Vikings can get the win tonight or today. I don't think they will, but they definitely have a shot. NFC South, the Bucks. The NFC South sucks, let's be honest. But the Bucks are actually like doing good this year. It's just wild. The Bucks are doing good this year. The Panthers are at 500, and the Saints are 1-7. And then the NFC West, this is a hard division right now. The Seahawks, Rams, and 49ers are all pretty much tied. The 49ers have one more loss than the Seahawks and Rams. But very competitive division right there. All right, I cannot concentrate on football anymore, so we are going to wrap this up. Thank you guys for watching the 122nd episode of the HatTrick Sports Podcast. Make sure you follow us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. Go to shop@HatTrickSports.com. Get the best merch ever. You can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, literally anywhere you can find podcasts. And we will see you guys next week for episode 123.